So I'm standing outside Singularity University right behind me, and I'm in the NASA campus, which is all around. It's a massive campus. And we've been sitting in class this morning talking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, obviously such a big hot topic all around the decentralization of monetization and redesigning what it actually means to have money and spend money. So it's a huge topic. I've got a bit of a headache already, and it's our first lecture. So I've been sharing a couple things that I've been learning every day, just to help me formulate what the lessons are and to share them with people around the world. And I've been getting a lot of people kind of scared and kind of questioning whether the stuff that I'm sharing is going to be happening, or is it even possible for it to happen. So I thought I'd share a framework that would settle in people's minds that do question whether these things are going to be coming into fruition. Settle in your mind a process that digitization has taken. In history, we see that many different industries have already been disrupted by digitization, but what would this mean for new industries being disrupted? So it's called the 6Ds, and it's from a gentleman called Peter Diamandis, one of the world's best futurists, and this framework is being applied to any industry that's being digitized. So here it is. So first up, the 6Ds is made up of 6 words that start off with D, obviously, and the 6Ds are all around. The first one is called digitization. So an industry becomes digitized, and once it becomes digitized, it becomes dematerialized, meaning it goes from hard, tangible, to intangible, to the air. Once it becomes dematerialized, it goes through a phase called deceptive. And I think this is what's happening for us here, is that when something new becomes digitized, we all think deceptively, it doesn't mean anything. So let's not worry about it. It's not really going to affect us. Once it comes out of that deceptive space, it demonetizes that industry totally. And when something becomes demonetized, it loses all its value. Once it becomes demonetized, it becomes democratized, meaning that everybody now can start using it and being part of it. And once it becomes democratized, finally, that space has been disrupted. Those are the 6Ds. Let me give you an example. And it's an old example, but it's a very classic example that's really affected all of us. Kodak. Kodak was digitized by, in fact, their own people and scientists, and the board said, what a load of crap, take that invention out of here. So when they came up with digitization, that was the first realization that photography could be digitized. It then became dematerialized, meaning that photos went into thin air, like the ones we take on our phone now. Then it went through a deceptive stage, meaning that the growth of how many pixels digitization could do was very minuscule and very slow. You needed a huge camera, and it could take very bad photos for quite a while. In that deceptive stage, Kodak ignored it. Most of us ignored it. We kept buying other sort of cameras with the old way of doing photography. Once it came out of its deceptive stage, it totally demonetized the way we took photos. Once it demonetized it, it democratized it, meaning that everybody now could take photos, and then it was disrupted. So if I ask you a question is, how many photos do you have on your phone right now? And you'll say to me, thousands. My question to that is, what do those photos cost you? Nothing. How often do you share them? As many times as you want. How much does it cost you to share them? Nothing. Do you know where Kodak is today? No, they've been disrupted. So the 6Ds are happening to communication, transportation, and we see, like with transportation and battery technology, right now it's in the deceptive stage. We're all thinking, electric cars, batteries that will charge in our phones for 10 seconds and last us a week or 2 weeks, whatever, that's in the future. We're in the deceptive stage. And I just want to say that while we're going through this deceptive stage, be very cautious and very clear that as soon as it comes out of the deceptive stage, it totally demonetizes that whole industry, that whole sector, and we're sitting with a very disrupted sector or brand, like communication is right now, like energy is going through. So these are the 6Ds. I thought I'd just share them as a framework so that if you think it's not happening quick enough or it's not going to be happening, the 6Ds, always visit those. Anyway, We are got 2 more days left here in Palo Alto. It's been such an incredible journey. I'll be sharing more as I'm going along, and look forward to chatting again. Ciao.